This was a track where he never finished on the podium, but once again Max Verstappen has done it. He's won the Italian Grand Prix, the home race of Ferrari. But how exactly did he do that and what happened in this race? Well, stick around and I'll take you through it all. Before we get to Verstappen, I'm going to talk about another Dutch driver. It was Nick de Vries. Nick de Vries was filling in for Alex Albon. Alex Albon had a case of appendicitis and he could not drive the Williams car at this weekend. And on very short notice, on Saturday in fact, de Vries was told that he would be driving. Nick, however, had a magnificent race. He finished his debut race in P9, and that's pretty great stuff from a driver who was under constant pressure from so many other cars for those valuable points. And rightly so, the fans voted for de Vries as the driver of the day. Speaking on this, he said, "The whole experience from yesterday until now has just been a dream. Jumping on a car on the driver's parade and seeing all the excitement for Formula 1, getting the opportunity to race, starting in the top 10, executing a good race, scoring points on debut, being called driver of the day, it's been amazing." So now the question is, could Nick de Vries be driving for another team next season? Well, we'll just have to wait and find out. Charles Leclerc was starting the race on pole, and after all of the grid penalties, Verstappen was starting the race in 7th. But by the end of the 4th lap, Verstappen had overtaken Russell and he was in 2nd position. He sliced his way through the field like a knife through butter. It was just brilliant to watch. This just shows you how dominant Verstappen has been this season. Once again, in this race, he had no contact with anyone, no meltdowns over the radio, nothing, just pure skill. Now Ferrari had opted to pit first. That did help them catch up to Verstappen, and it meant that at the end of the race they would be on fresher tyres. But ultimately the Red Bull car just had much more pace on all of the tyre compounds, whether it was the hard, the medium or the soft. And even with the late safety car restart, Verstappen would have probably won the race. It's been a brilliant season from Verstappen. There are just 6 races left in the World Championship, and Verstappen could win the entire World Championship in the very next race itself at Singapore. Now that's really dominant stuff. Also shout out to Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton. The Ferrari driver started the race way down in 18th and he finished the race in 4th. Hamilton similarly started in 19th and he finished in 5th. It was a strong performance from both of them. So this is how the final order looks like. Both cars of Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes finished in the top 6 places. Norris came in 7th, Gasly 8th, Nick de Vries 9th and Zhou Guanyu in 10th. Fernando Alonso had an engine overheating problem, so he had to retire, much to his disappointment. It was also a particularly bad day for Aston Martin. Both of their cars had to retire. Daniel Ricciardo was also running in the points when he too had an engine problem, and that got out the late safety car. Daniel Ricciardo's retirement came pretty late. It was in lap 48 and it was a 53 lap race. His retirement also got out the safety car. Everyone dived into the pit lane for a new set of tyres and they were just waiting to get racing again. But there was just one problem. Ricciardo's car was still on the track. This continued for a few more laps as the track marshals tried their very best to get the car off. The race ultimately finished under a safety car, much to everyone's disappointment. However, after the race, the FIA revealed that the reason for the delay was that they struggled to get Ricciardo's car in neutral. In a statement by the FIA, a spokesperson said, "While every effort was made to recover car number 3, Ricciardo, quickly and resume racing, the situation developed and the marshals were unable to put the car in neutral and push it into the escape road. As the safety of the recovery operation is our only priority, and the incident was not significant enough to require a red flag, the race ended under safety car following procedures agreed between the FIA and the competitors." So ladies and gentlemen, that was how the Italian Grand Prix played out. Stick around as we uncover this race in much more detail in the days to come. And as always, stay tuned to Fervent Motorsports as we get you the best of all motorsport news.